Hey guys, this is Sage Wisdom, and I'm here to do a reading for the Capricorns. Okay, so it's a general reading, so it's not going to apply to every situation, but you take what resonates and you leave the rest. So it's going to be Capricorn. Anybody has Capricorn in their chart, or Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. I'm going to start with my prayer, and then we'll go into my little spread that I have over here. Okay. All right. So also, I'm trying to build my channel. So if you feel like this video resonates after you listen to it, or even if you're halfway through it, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe if you want to receive more content from me. All right, Capricorns, let's say our prayer. Thank you, God, for this opportunity to read for the sun sign of Capricorn. Please help me hear, see, feel, know, understand the message that's coming through from source. What's the highest message for Capricorn? Calling in my spiritual team for divine knowledge, and calling in protection, white light, and love, so that I'm only receiving messages that's of the highest good. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. All right, Capricorns. Look at you guys. Okay. So first off, Capricorn, you guys are earth signs. So y'all cardinal. So cardinal means like it's you start at the beginning of the season. So y'all like the forerunners of the zodiac. So that means that you guys have, like, y'all visionaries and y'all leaders. Y'all got that take charge, go-getter type attitude is what they're saying. Which sometimes can be a little competitive, and maybe sometimes you can have a control problem. But that's just in, like, extreme situations, okay? So what they want me to tell you guys with the overall energy here is focus on communication and the messages that's coming through to you. They're saying that everything is like it's like a mental switchboard. Like you're turning things on and off. You're trying to get in tune with what's important, what you need to focus on. That's the kind of thing. So it's about how you communicate and how receptive you are to those communicating to you. Okay. And it's also about how you choose to show yourself in this world, like how you choose to move through adversity and conflicts, or just differences in personalities. You know what I'm saying? Get into the nitty gritty of that. Okay. And they want you to be on the up and up with it. They're saying that you guys need to look at a situation from different points of view, from many viewpoints. Okay. Because they want you to like slow down and be able to have a perspective on things. The energy I'm getting from this Mercury card about communication is like the hangman, like adjusting or looking at it from a different viewpoint. You know what I'm saying? Looking from a different standpoint as you take the information in. Like, consider all sides to a story. Try to look at why a person has come to that conclusion. And when you are communicating and people are communicating to you, make sure you clarify what they're saying, to make sure you're not hearing them wrong, or they're not hearing you wrong is what they're saying. Okay. So, and they want you to focus on like the depth and the appreciation of what someone expresses, not so much like personality conflicts, for example. Okay. The next card in your overall energy is Vesta, which talk about hearth, which is like represent home, or like that fiery aspect within you. You know what I'm saying? So even though you guys are earth sign, I feel like you have a lot of fire aspect to your sign, because you got that go-getterness. And sometimes when you have a fiery aspect, and I should know because I'm a Sagittarius, you can come off as non-compassionate at times, or your approach may be too shallow. So that's why they're saying look at the depth of the situation between the peoples, between the environment that you're in. Okay. They're saying they want you to evaluate yourself in the situation, and they also need you to focus on core values instead of like personality differences. So remember what matters. If you're in some type of situation where there's conflict, remember what your core values are, what the core values of the company are, what the core value in your relationship is, the core value in your family, and make sure that yeah, that's what they want to do. Just know what the core values are before you approach the situation, because that might change how you interact in the situation, how you communicate, how you flow through it, how you listen, how you perceive, how you understand. You know what I'm saying? Remember, when the people are talking to you, it could be a relationship, it could be a child, it could be a work situation, it could be, people that you're managing, and something's going to be communicated. And for a lot of these, it's a general reading, so it can apply to really any one of those situations or all of them. Just make sure you're receptive to the communication, which means you're open to what people say, because you can be listening, but are you really listening? So, you have to be an active listener and listen with compassion, listen with understanding, listen from a standpoint of wanting to help or trying to find a solution for all involved. And they're saying they don't want you to sacrifice your wants and needs, but they want you to understand what's communicated to you and make sure that what you're communicating to people is understandable. Okay. And this will decrease suffering, is going to increase joy. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want people to suffer more, including you. So just make sure when you go to a counseling session, you make sure when you're talking to your partner, they'll let them talk without interrupting. And then when they finish, you kind of summarize what they say, what you thought that you heard them say to you. I thought that's what I heard you say, right? So you kind of summarize what you thought that you heard, and then they'll let you know if you're on track or not. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to because the whole thing with talking and communication is a period where it's a processing time. So if somebody's talking to you, and then they're like, well, what's wrong? Why'd you respond? I'm just processing. I got to think about how I feel about all this. So you got to give time for people to absorb what you said, and you absorb what people say before you react or before you respond. So you can kind of look at all perspectives of it. Okay. That's the energy there. Okay. Yeah. And make sure if it's in terms of some type of contract that you're trying to sign, that you're checking all the facts and you're going through all the information, and even you have to get a lawyer to review something, you're just real clear. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they're saying. Okay. Situation with you. The situation you guys have the the King of Cups. So just talking about, even though you may be in your masculine energy, you know what I'm saying, action orientated, want to do something about something, they actually want you to be more pulled back and removed from it. And again, taking it in, looking at all sides of it before you make a decision to take action. So it's a King of Cups energy where they want you to explore how you feel about things, you know what I'm saying, or different ways to approach it than you normally would have, is what they're saying. When you do it that way, you honor your feelings, because sometimes people do want us to make a rash decision or make a decision on the fly, but a lot of times we make a decision on the fly, we end up making a wrong decision, or regretting the decision that we made because we need more information or something like that, or we need to process how we feel, or we need to get advice from someone. So they want you to be the empathetic, emotional listener, you taking it in. You're not sacrificing what you want, but you're trying to understand it to get get more depth to what's being communicated, so that you can know how to approach it. Because how they want you to approach it from an emotional aspect, in a way that's going to bring peace to people. Okay, so it's about core values, not just of your own beliefs, but of other people. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's going to bring peace. That's what's going to make this more, I want to say magical, more the way you approach this, even though it would be from a concrete, logical aspect, it'd be from an emotional space too. Okay? Jess! Stop playing because I can't concentrate. It'd be from an emotional aspect too, okay? And you just respecting people's views, and people respecting your view and things like that, okay? All right, so let's look at the energies that's around you. What this is helping you do. Okay, so it's helping you to tune into a higher consciousness, because when we take that pause and we take that breath, we breathe in and we release it. When we listen to what people say, it's we taking it in. We also connecting with a higher source, divine energy, or the higher cosmos, if you may. Okay, so it's a higher consciousness that you're trying to employ to pull that energy into your knowledge base, where it's not just logic, it's emotional and it's intuitive. You know what I'm saying? So you'll know how to maneuver, you know what I'm saying, the energy or the situation around that's in the best interest of others too, not just yourself. So is the situation around you is a situation that you're not too fond of, or you don't feel too good about it, and you don't know how to approach it. So that's why Spirit is saying, don't, just take it in, listen, don't respond, let the people know you'll get back to them in a couple of days. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for expressing, whatever it is you expressed to me. I appreciate you taking the time to explain that to me, but now I need to process it. Let me just think about how I want to approach it. You know what I'm saying? Just putting it on pause. And then, doing your meditation, doing your deep breathing, kind of getting clear, looking at different perspectives, looking at all parties involved and how it affects everybody depending on what decision was made or how you responded to it, okay? But some of you, it does have to do with like a love relationships. For other of you, it has to do with your children. It's something that they're trying to ask of you, and you're trying to figure out a way to satisfy them, or accommodate them, but at the same time maybe teach a lesson or make them understand something. So you don't want to just come across all harsh, like, no, I'm not going to do it, but you want to find a way where it makes them okay as far as buy into the approach that you want them to take, or the approach that you're taking, understand a lesson. and you know what I'm saying, like everybody gets something out of it. Okay, so that's the energy just around. So it's like a situation that you're in and you're like, I don't really know if I'm okay with that, So it's like they're saying, don't respond now. Take the time to meditate on it and to look at different perspective, consult with source, the cosmos, get a higher knowledge on how to proceed, okay? Look into the cosmos, okay? Yeah, so that's what that's saying. Okay, so aspects of that energy is, okay, so where's my cards? Oh, it's right here. Aspects of this energy. You guys got the strength card. Was talking about the inner strength, having an ability to confront yourself. You check yourself on how you respond or how you want to respond. Confront other people if it's not the way that you want it, instead of like being domineering and brute and kind of rude. Maybe taking a different approach and say, well, saying how you feel about it and why you feel that way and why it would affect things. Explaining the answer to make people understand. Communicating your fears, communicating, how this could go wrong if you were to do it your way. If I was to do it your way, this is my fear. I'm afraid that this won't happen, or it affect this person, or it affect this role. You know what I'm saying? Explaining it, being gentle as you approach the situation. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like you don't want to like bend too much on what you want to, but you're being sensitive to the needs of others. So that's what they call a gentle strength. Okay, you're taming a lion. I mean, you want to just react and say, no, I'm not doing that. That's like out of control. I can't believe you asked me that. That's what your initial reaction. But you have to like be calm, because you don't want, if it's your child, you don't want to discourage them from coming to you for certain things or talk to you about certain things. So you have to approach it differently. If it's a work situation, and let's say you're a manager or you're over some people, you want them to be able to brainstorm so that they can have buy-in to the situation too, where it's not all you, like you just dictate everything. You know what I'm saying? The work community, the home community, your love relationships works better when 2 people or 3 people or a group of people come together and try to work it out amongst them, where they compromise instead of one person dominating the whole situation and saying this is how it's going to go. Okay, so they want you to be open and receptive to what people are saying, but they also want you to provide an environment, let's say if it's a work environment, where your employees can be open to express their concerns or their fears or any suggestions they may have. You know what I'm saying? So it's like being open and receptive to your employees, open and receptive to your spouse, open and receptive to your children, and vice versa. Because when you're open and receptive, it allows them to model your behavior, and they will reciprocate that same type of energy towards you, especially with parenting and when you have children and you're parenting, because it's like you're a model to them. You're like a role model. So it's how you respond is how they learn how to respond to things. So if they see you taking the time, listening, taking it in, knowing you consider their requests, but they're not necessarily giving them everything they want, but letting them know how much you are willing to help, what you're willing to do, or what your concerns are, or what you expect of them if you are to provide this. You know what I'm saying? It's like that, okay? And they have to pull for that. All right, so that's that energy. Okay, what was testing the situation? What's testing the situation is your own energy. It's your own energy. It's that devil energy, that fire energy. You naturally want to respond, no, I'm not doing that, or no, I'm not going to, you know what I'm saying? Your natural response is what's testing it. So it's like you're going against nature in a sense, because they want you to approach the situation differently than how you normally would. So instead of judging the situation or cutting it out before anybody can even get a word out about what they want, you know what I'm saying? Allow solutions to appear by allowing yourself to take that moment, that break before answering or making a decision, consulting with your higher, like source, God, higher knowledge, you know what I'm saying? Whoever it is that you consult with, or even like a counselor or a lawyer if it's like a legal matter. You know what I'm saying? Just not coming at it the way you normally would come at it, not like judging it, or you know what I'm saying, cutting it off before it even can start. You know what I'm saying? Don't let your fury energy or your frustration or your anger prevent you from like taking in this lesson right here, okay? Because a solution is going to occur, and in order for it to occur, you have to allow it. So you have to be open and receptive to it. So it's like changing how you view things, you know what I'm saying? Elevating yourself past that lower energy, that initial kind of just want to react energy. And, you know what I'm saying? And approaching it from a loving and a compassionate standpoint is what they're saying, okay? All right, so let's look at aspects of this energy if you pass the test. So what's going to come of this, and what you're going to see is something that you're going to see for yourself, but I'm telling you because I see it right now in the cards. You're going to employ more family harmony, or more harmony within your relationship or in your work community, okay? If it's in terms of a relationship, you taking this stance or this approach to help to bring the passion back into the relationship, because you'd be more open to the person, which in turns make the person more open to you, okay? When you feel indecisive about which way to go, that means you don't have enough information. So that means you have to keep the lines of communication open. So you ask questions of the people around you, the people you love, the people you're trying to help. You know what I'm saying? And if even so, when you get information and you got information, you ask questions, you got more information from the people around you that's trying to make you understand something you still understand, you might have to seek advice outside of them in the communication with them, so people can help you see it differently. Because sometimes we get stuck in our rut, we get stuck in our way because we know how we really want to respond, and we don't, and we still can't see reason. We can't see around our own vision of what we want. So you might have to get outside advice too, okay? And then let's say this is in terms of a marriage. This is in terms of a marriage counselor, because it may be a situation that is like outlandish and it's like ridiculous, but if you can really understand where your spouse is coming from, for example, like it could be a background situation or trust issues from the past that's affecting them currently, and you probably can't jump into all that because you don't have the knowledge base to work the magic in that way. So that's why you would need a marriage counselor, for example, or a relationship counselor to kind of help you see the other person's perspective. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that type of energy. It's like change, like the way you would initially handle it, don't. That's what they're saying, because all that's going to do is cause frustration, and it's going to make the situation more annoying. So in some ways, they're saying you have to cut your losses. So you can't win all the battles if you want to win the war. You know what I'm saying? It's about strategy. You know what I'm saying? You're looking at, you're seeing how the other people approach it, or how they're approaching you, or what they want, and you trying to honor what they want, but at the same time honoring what you want too. So it's like a give and take. You know what I'm saying? You give a little, I get a little. If I give you a little, you'll get a little. It's like learning how to compromise to keep the balance where it needs to be to maintain these relationships, okay? And just not responding right away. In order for a positive message to come through, you can't respond right away, because your initial response is going to not be a good response, is what they're saying, okay? All right, so let's see. Let's look at what is the possible outcome based on the current energy. Of course, we know that all energy changes. It depends on the choice that you make. We all have a choice. We all have free will. So it's no like, oh my God, this is what's going to happen for sure. It's never like that. With tarot, oracle, any kind of spiritual readings, all what you choose to do, okay? So you're going to start to see improvements if you are to take this more compassionate, loving approach instead of like that the approach that you really want to take. And you're going to start to see improvement, and it's going to be like, you're going to start to see collaboration within the union or whatever the situation is with you, okay? Things will start to feel happier, because it's just a pure, like, you don't have to guess. There's no guesswork involved. If you're communicating, being open and honest about how you feel, and they're communicating how they feel, nobody's attacking one another, you know what I'm saying? The expectation within a relationship changes. You know what I'm saying? And it's like a mutual respect, whether it's work, like you said, relationship with your children, your spouse, whatever. And then that's when you'll see true abundance, like true happiness. You know what I'm saying? So the things that we perceive as abundance, or what we'll receive will make us happy, is not, it may not, that might, let me see how I want to say this. Our perception of what we feel would make us happy could change if we change how we view the situation, because it can't be one way. It has to be a collaborative thing where we're taking in the inputs of other people and other situations in order to build something up differently. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, it could be a romantic partnership, it could be your children, it could be a work situation, but it's like adjusting how you approach something in order to affect greater good later on. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like you're sacrificing yourself, but at the same time, it's like you're sharing your thoughts, you're sharing yourself, you're being vulnerable and expressing how you feel, what your fears are, what your frustrations are, why you think it wouldn't work, here's my ideas of how I think it will work, and then you're listening. So you're sharing, so your partner's listening, or they're sharing, which means you're listening. So then you process. You don't make a decision in that same day. You know what I'm saying? You take the time to review mentally, emotionally, spiritually, consult with higher knowledge on how to proceed. It's just changing your approach to how you deal with certain situations. So that's the energy I'm getting, Capricorn. So let me know what you think about this. It's very interesting. I'm going to get an advice card for you. Again, I'm trying to build my channel, so if you feel like this message resonated with you, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you want to receive regular content from me. Now, I do personal readings, so you can email me at chantelharris30@gmail.com on how to get a personal reading, and we'll go from there, okay? But let me get some advice for Capricorns as we close this reading. Now, what's the highest advice for Capricorns at this time? Okay, the card that you guys have is diversity. And diversity is talking about the world would be a boring place if we were all the same. Celebrate your uniqueness. You are special and much loved. So, I mean, that kind of ties it all in together. Everybody have different perspective and different points of views. So it's like honoring and listening and trying to like connect or understand a person by communication and being vulnerable and back and forth banter. And if you still can't, get someone else outside your circle, like a counselor or a lawyer or, whoever, to kind of help mediate a situation, and don't try to make a decision within the same day about something that's brought up to you. Take the time, take a few days to like meditate on it, contemplate on it, and get in touch with your true nature and what it is that you try to establish in a situation, okay? All right, that's what I have for you guys. Light and love. Until next time, bye.